Wormhole Manifest. Welcome to the show. On the manifest tonight is my good friend, Awesome Rob. Hey Rob, you've been added to the manifest. Are you ready to see what tonight has in store for us?
Yes, I'm Rob. I'm here. Thank you for inviting me and adding me to the manifest. You haven't told me where we're going, so I don't know where this flight is headed to, but I guess I'm on the list now.
Once your name's on the list, there's no
Oh
going
wait, no,
back.
it flies into a wormhole, right? That's how that goes. Right,
It's a
exactly.
wormhole, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like a
Yeah,
Stargate, like you just open the portal and you
it goes in there.
step
Right.
through. You never
Where does
know
it
where.
come out at the end? I don't know.
We don't have a proper
Yeah.
address. We just kind
Yeah,
of
we
wing
know
it.
you were there. You're on the manifest. Where it went, who knows?
Well, I'm glad to finally get you on here. We've been friends for quite a while
Very
now,
true.
and we've shared some pretty deep thoughts and experiences over the past couple of years. And was the thing I was trying to do with this podcast is get something going that kind of is geared towards the kind of geared towards not just my recovery from mental health issues, but like what I can use my experience for to help others. But that's not the only thing, because obviously, like people like you and I, were into a lot of different stuff, different hobbies, and we have our own experiences, and I think any little bit of information that we have to share with others, with the people out there, can either be fun or interesting or whatever will whatever we talk about, I think, can add some new flair to the show, and hopefully interest the listeners and keep them coming back. So
Agreed. Yes.
um, I know you've been there and you've heard a lot of my side of things that I've dealt with over the past several years, and it's been insane. It's just been a lot of stuff, and now that I'm like kind of coming out of this fog of uh, I guess depression and anxiety and like OCD and ADHD and all these crazy diagnoses that I've had, like I've told you, like here and there on a daily basis, like things I've gone through and things I was dealing with and whatnot, and it's just been crazy. And I'm thankful that you were there, at least so that I had someone to kind of vent to here and there when I wasn't really putting myself out there. I wasn't communicating or being very social, like I was like, I had a few online friends and, like there wasn't really a lot going on. I wasn't getting out there and doing stuff, but like, I'm glad you're here, man. I'm really happy to have you on the show, and I'm glad you're in my life, and I'm glad you're able to see my progress, and me getting there. So I want to start the show off and get a little bit of your background so we can share it with the folks out there. Um, how's it
No,
going?
it's going good. That was a great intro. Thank you for saying that. I'm glad to be here and to at least, be with you on this journey that we call life and this whole everything. It's not easy day to day. But some days better than others. I try to be chill and optimistic. You know, ain't the end of the world yet. But also tomorrow's not promised. So, you make the best of it. Um,
Yeah.
what was your question? You said, what's my background? What do I do?
Well,
What's my
no, that,
stuff?
that was just kind of like I got a few more
Uh-huh.
questions. It's like the first one just like how are you going, or how's it going, and then I was gonna say, where are you from? Like where do you hail from?
Okay. I'm East Coast.
Let's
I'm
let
a East
people know.
Coast guy. I'm over here in Maryland, the big the 410 as they call it. Um, but I'm out in the county, so yeah. Yeah, everybody talks about the wire and all that jazz, and we got the Ravens and what else? We got the Baltimore Crabs. You gotta get some
Mm,
crab cakes and
yeah,
go to all the seafood places. Don't go to Phillips. It's too, don't
don't go to
don't go
where?
to Phillips. Oh my goodness, so expensive. Maybe Phillips in Ocean City, but not not at the harbor. That's just too much. But yeah, goat. We got the Orioles. They're terrible. We got the Ravens. We got crabs, crab cakes, and lake trout and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I'm just Rob. Me on Twitter, BigRob029, Awesome Rob029. Um, Father of two. Um, got a wife and the girls, and it's. I'm 40. Just turned 40. I'm old. I'm an old gamer. I grew up with the um. What was my first system? A Nintendo. I play a lot of video games. I grew up with the NES, and I went over to Sega and was never looked back. And then one day I got a PlayStation. Yeah. But yeah, I'm good. Just that's a little bit about me. I get my Twitter following is ridiculous. I follow too many people, I think. But yeah, that's where I discovered Rachel, and then that brought me to you. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I've got some notes about that, like getting into like how we met up and stuff. Like we'll get into that
Hmm.
in the second half, I
Sure.
think. But man, you're right though. Like being in Maryland, like because I actually lived out there for 4.5, maybe close to 5 years. I lived in Southern Maryland
Gotcha.
actually, down nearby Lexington Park, or St. Mary's
Oh,
County,
okay, way down.
or yeah, so I actually lived in Calvert
Hmm.
County though, because I lived on the Solomon's
Oh
Island
wow.
side. I was just north of Solomon's Island, and so they have the big like Solomon's Island like tiki bar opening thing
Hmm.
every year, and it is a madhouse down there. Like there's only like two main roads that go into that area, so it's like traffic backed up from everywhere. It's just crazy. But you're right though; that's one thing I miss about living on the East Coast. I mean, because like now I'm in the
Yeah.
Midwest, and you can't really get fresh
Nope.
seafood here. Like you get fish, but like it's either stuff you catch out of a lake or a
Right.
river, or like it's like some catfish or something or
Yeah.
bass.
That's not to say that that's
But like,
bad, but yeah, there's a certain quality to
yeah,
it when it's
that ocean
yeah,
water
right.
provides a little saltiness, I guess, or like a little less
Hmm.
of a gamey
Yeah, a couple
flavor.
different options. Not to say that the
Yeah.
Inner Harbor is great. Don't fish in there. That's bad.
Oh,
But yeah, everywhere else is fine or mostly fine. Pollution these days and everything. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about river and lake fish. Not my forte.
yeah, it's a little different. I don't really do it
Hmm.
that often. Like, actually, never really. But when I was a kid, my brothers used to take me fishing in like the Mississippi or the Merrimack River, or like local lakes. There's like parks around in the city of St. Louis that have like lakes, and you can just go fishing there for free whenever. But it's like it's just weird.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
like a kid rite of passage for a kid kind of thing. It's like, oh yeah, we went
Yeah,
fishing when I was like 10. Been fishing ever since? No. But yeah, I think I remember.
out there with my little Snoopy
Right,
fishing pole.
exactly.
Little.
I think I had the same one, little Joe Cool fishing rod with a
Yeah.
little red and white bobber on it.
Yep. Yep. Good
Hmm.
times, man. I miss the East Coast though. Like there's a lot of stuff out there, but I don't miss like the
Oh,
taxes and like how
yeah,
expensive and everything
yeah.
is. It's almost like it's just as bad as like the West Coast almost.
It's not.
Like I've been out
Well,
to like California
yeah.
and stuff, and that stuff was crazy expensive, like as far as like real
Hmm.
estate and and all that. But yeah, as far as like culture and things to do, like
Yeah.
East Coast was
There's always
like
stuff to do.
it was badass.
Definitely. I don't
Yeah.
do a lot of it, but there's always something going on. We got multiple comedy clubs here. There's a nightlife. There's bars on every corner. And I'm in the county, and there's still tons of stuff. Like there's just stuff everywhere. You'll get yourself in trouble over there.
She, yeah. um, yeah, like the thing I liked about the East Coast was like, basically that's where history of this country started.
Hmm.
Like everything. Like everything came in through, unless it's like, I think most of the West Coast stuff, there's a lot of things that came up from the South, like the South America and
Right.
Mexico and stuff like that, like hundreds of years ago. But like, the East Coast with like, the you hear about Salem and
Hmm.
like the all the really old cities
Oh
there
yeah,
and like
definitely.
DC. I mean, DC is just crazy history, like with the Capitol and then all the
Hmm.
monuments and
Yeah.
and just everything there, all the museums. The Smithsonian was awesome. I went there like dozens of times.
Hmm.
I think Air and Space Museum was a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah. We did. I, what did we do? We did the was it the African American Museum? That's probably the most recent
Mm,
time I've been to DC. That was a few years ago. Just to kind of like dip a toe in, like, oh, that's the thing to do. So we got to go there and do that and see the museums and stuff.
yeah.
And it was, I believe it was free, but I think it was free with donation kind of thing. Like you could donate to the fund to help make the museum better because they're always looking for stuff. But the
Yeah.
like all that stuff in DC is there. I hate DC. I hate 495. I hate going down to DC. But
Oh
my
man.
wife loves it.
Yeah.
She's all about it. Like I say, that was probably the last big trip we did down there. But yeah, like we got the harbor. That's the whole history lesson in itself.
Speaking of the
Hmm.
harbor, that like inner harbor, one of my best memories of there is when I used to go to Otakon,
Yeah.
which is like the big anime
Yeah.
convention. I went there like every year. I think that I lived out there, and like it was cool because I always got free
Hmm.
passes because I had a friend who owns an anime store in Falls Church,
Oh, nice.
Virginia. So I met him in Texas actually, when I was still in the Marine Corps, and we started hanging out. And then he lived in Virginia, and I actually went to visit once and went to a some kind of anime convention in DC at
Was
one
that
point.
Magfest? It probably wasn't
I,
Magfest.
I think
Magfest is
no, I
music and
think it was
games.
just like oh man, I can't remember what that one was called. It was. I don't think they're running it anymore. It's a one of the first ones that
Hmm.
started like way back, like geez, like almost 20
Yeah,
years ago, back in the
all the good
90s.
conventions that came to Baltimore have like moved on to DC. They're like, oh yeah, BronyCon, DC. Oh yeah,
Veronica.
what was that? Otakon was in Baltimore. That's in DC now. The Comic Con,
It
yeah,
is
Comic
really.
Con was here a few years, but I, they may come back, but I think they moved to DC also. But yeah, like we used to get a few
Wow.
conventions, but our convention center is old and outdated. Our like the whatever place you would have like arena football, like the like we got Raven
Mhm.
Stadium for like the concerts now. Um, they only do baseball at the Orioles Stadium, but we have the Royal Farms Arena, the Chicken Box. It was built in probably the 70s, and they have not refreshed it. It was probably built before the 70s actually, because I think the when we had a basketball team, that's when they built the stadium,
Hmm.
and Baltimore hasn't had a basketball team in forever. So yeah, I think that was the Bullets for a good reason. Then they went to DC. They were like, maybe we shouldn't call the Bullets anymore. Then they became the Wizards. And I don't follow basketball, but
Oh
I know
man.
that much. But yeah, it's like so any convention we get is at the Baltimore Convention Center, and that recently turned into the field hospital where they were doing COVID shots and everything. So they
Oh wow.
just opened it back up like last week for conventions, and it's like a little too early for conventions. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I had an artist friend of mine who was on here a couple
Hmm.
episodes ago, and he was one of his main gigs is going to conventions to set up like his
Oh yeah.
artist booth and stuff, and sell like his merchandise and his prints and all that good stuff. And he said that it's like it's really changed quite a bit since
Yeah,
COVID. Like
definitely.
because they canceled like all the
Hmm.
conventions last year, and then like now they've started reopening them, but like everybody, it's just like way down in numbers, like there's just uh it might be a convention center, but it's like everything's real spread
Right.
out. They're doing that on purpose to keep the distancing and everything. And but there's still just not a
Hmm.
lot of people. So it's just,
Right.
small groups of like two, three people, that came together or walking around and like everybody's staying away from each other and all that. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
gotta feel really strange because he's been doing it for, a long time. And the way I remember conventions,
Right.
mostly I just went to either comic book or anime conventions, and they were just like some of them, like you couldn't barely sit in like a
Hmm.
video viewing
No.
room without like you'd end up like
Yeah.
sweating to death because like there's so many people packed in
Right.
there, and you're like, oh my god. And like after like several years of conventions, they started like coming up with like rules and guidelines saying like you must like shower once
Yeah.
a day,
I
like
wonder if COVID killed con
because
funk. That'd be a good thing.
yeah,
That'd be one good bonus out of all this. People actually shower and
yeah,
wash their hands when they go to conventions. Also, they're not as crowded because they're like, I guess the problem for smaller business stuff is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna open my booth,
yeah,
but also my company went out of business, so yeah, you have less booths, and
yeah,
then you kind of get your space that way. That's kind of sad. Kind of,
yeah,
yeah, that's kind of morbid. It's like, okay, so the it's not balls to the wall, nuts to butts like crowded in the conventions, but
yeah, like
maybe it's the best time to
but
go. Maybe it's the best time to go. Maybe it's the worst time to go.
yeah,
Who knows? But yeah, at least it's less crowded. But then they're like charging an arm and a leg, like Magfest, the music and
yeah,
games festival. It
it,
was in it was in the Gaylord to start with, which was already too expensive. Um, but they're like, you can't buy a single day pass. You have to buy the whole weekend. You got to buy it for the whole weekend now.
uh,
And it's like they had to deal with the hotels. So it's like you can't get in anywhere. It's so expensive to go now. It's like, all right, so they're jacking the price up because they didn't have it last year.
yeah, that's crazy, man. They were so expensive even a long
Hmm.
time ago, like 15, 20 years ago. Like
Yeah.
it was like, I mean, we made a lot less back then, but it was like you're still like struggling. You're like you count up the cost of like the convention
Hmm.
pass, for like a 3 day pass, and then you've got your hotel for like maybe 2 nights at least, and that's if you don't get there like and stay forever, like on
Yeah.
Friday, and like, and then like depending on where you're
Hmm.
going or how far the convention is, you got gas to get
Right.
there. Then you got to sometimes pay for parking on
Yeah.
top of that if it's in a crowded city. Like, man, a convention weekend, you're
Hmm.
spending,
You're spending a lot.
and then you go to the dealer's room and you're like, ooh, look at all this cool stuff I want, like whatever they're selling,
Hmm.
like I used to buy like I bought like anime wall scrolls that I would never get to
Right.
hang up because my ex-wife didn't like that stuff. So then I had like, toys, the figurines, and I bought manga, books
Hmm.
to read, and DVD box sets, and entered all the contests to try to win stuff for free. And I won some of them. That
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like, and then I'm walking around taking pictures of all the
Hmm.
cosplayers and stuff.
Yeah. It was fun
I
times.
miss those
Yeah,
days.
definitely. I was always scraping the little bit that we had to go. So it was like, all right, well, we're here, and then they had I think usually with Magfest, like that's really it that I've been to. It was your entry fee got you free arcade access. So the
Oh wow.
I guess you'd call it like they had a separate room for like all the arcade machines and whatnot that all these dealers would bring into the convention just to play, and it would be free plays on everything. You're like, all right,
Oh
6 player X-Men cabinet, and then everybody doing
wow.
oh like every 5 minutes. That was just the Colossus power up sound, just
Yeah.
the call of the geeks in the hallways.
I used to play that game a lot at the arcade and at Six
Hmm.
Flags out here in the Midwest. Like when I was younger, I would go there, and my girlfriend at the time and her sister were making fun of me the whole time because every time I would use that Colossus power up, my mouth would get real wide. I'd be like,
Yep,
"Whoa."
exactly.
And they started making fun of me the whole time I was there. They're like, "You're making that fun," because I'm sitting there like hitting the
Hmm.
buttons and stuff.
Yep, because it's
That's funny you bring that up.
yeah, that's
That's
like I think it was an expensive game to play, but for there, and you just play for free, and you'd have 6 people playing. It'd just be like, oh, what's this crowd around this whole one table? What's this going on over here? It's crazy stuff.
Man, I missed that game. I'm gonna have
I'm pretty
to.
sure it was on Xbox Live. That was probably a
Was it?
360 game. I would wonder if licensing killed that game because I'm pretty sure that killed Marvel vs. Capcom. The whole
Uh,
the Disney stuff made them take it down off of the store. Yeah, so it may
oh
be up
man.
there now. I know they took it down for a while, but yeah, I don't know about the X-Men arcade game, but it was definitely up there. Give it a shot. Maybe it's in the Xbox library there.
Yeah, I have to
Probably
check that
download a
out.
ROM of the arcade game also. Make a MAME cabinet.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Put a screen
Hmm.
in there and like just set it all up.
Yep. Yeah, my buddy, I discovered that he was a tournament level Street Fighter player or Marvel vs. Capcom player, which I guess kind of translates to Street Fighter. And so he has an arcade cabinet in his house and his whole game room set up. So I
Oh
enjoy
wow.
that when I'm up there from time to time, just going through like hundreds of games that he's never played before on a whole arcade cabinet setup with the TV, and he's got a modded Xbox that kind of like the OG Xbox or original, the big chunky thing with the hard drive in it with
Hmm.
the controller ports are he like hand built the whole deck with the joysticks and everything with the interchangeable
Oh
buttons and
wow.
all that stuff. I'm like, okay, so I need you to teach me how to do this. But I want a
Yeah.
pinball. I want a mini pinball cabinet. That's what I want. Like the virtual pinball where the everything's digital. Like the two screens, and it could be small. It could go next to my desk,
Oh wow.
and
Yeah.
just and that would be awesome. I was like, I don't need a whole arcade cabinet. I can just play pinball. That's fine.
I know those things are huge. Like I wouldn't even have. There'd be no way I could fit it in
Yeah,
my
that'd be a
place.
whole
Like,
nother room just dedicated to the arcade cabinet.
yeah, man. So speaking of games and
Yeah.
stuff, like, what's your like what? Let's see. Got a couple minutes left here. We got what's like some of your current like creative works? I know you're into like primarily like gaming, like streaming
Hmm.
games, but you've done a lot of stuff like podcasts and YouTube videos, and I know you've built some computers and you've basically done like all kinds of like console gaming in
Hmm.
the past. I guess probably before PC and all that. But what's like your main? What's your main hobby now?
Uh, I guess my main hobby is probably, I guess it would be content creation. If you want to call it
Hmm.
Twitch or YouTube, that's kind of where I live right now. I come from a gaming background. Like I said, I came from Nintendo and Sonic is my homeboy, and you can't tell me that Mario Kart is good because it just is not. And all the other kart racing games have uh, I appreciate Mario Kart on Super Nintendo, but every other game after that is trash. And we'll say unpopular opinion here. Um, Crash Team Racing, anything Sega and Sonic Racing is great and makes leaves Mario Kart in the dust. So I play a lot of video games, and I like to stream that content out as my whole chill aura, my chill atmosphere of what is my Twitch channel, and I do the I've been experimenting. I don't know if you saw my Tuesday stream. Um, I've been messing around with Soma FM. They're like a little San Francisco based pirate radio, internet radio kind of place. And I've been messing
Huh.
with their streams and kind of using the visualization things. Remember when Winamp was cool
Yeah.
and you had the little
Yeah.
Goom visualizer and with all the little stuff. Try to add that to my stream and kind
Oh
of
wow.
blend that all together to, I guess you could call it psychedelic, but I was just kind of doing like a chill kind of thing on the
Yeah,
side.
that was the coolest thing about Winamp. I loved
Right.
Winamp back,
Yeah, that
man.
was cool, right?
Like,
I
Yeah,
It's,
like
it's,
I used to just sit there and stare at it after I drank like a bottle of Robitussin or something. I'm like, sit there and look
you
at it for like hours. I'm like,
you sitting on
whoa.
sipping on scissor before it was cool.
Yep.
Yeah, I always had that running. Back in my college days when we had fast internet, and didn't have to dial up into AOL to to download music and hope no one picked up the phone. Um, but yeah, when I do like Friday shenanigans and Tuesday chill, and that's my stream setup, and I'm kind of working on that. Like I play a lot of competitive games right now, and I really should be trying to finish games. And but my buddies that I would play with on stream, we did a chill trucking stream, so we played a lot of American Truck Simulator, and that was just like me enjoying music and chilling and hanging out and driving a semi along on the
Yeah.
highway. Had my little trucker hat and had the game going, and it was a cool
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I've watched some of that. Like I tuned in and I was like, yeah, I can't really sit here and watch too much of it, like but like it looks like it would be super chill
Hmm.
and it looked like you were just having a
Yeah,
really chill, good time. And I'm like, that's cool, man. Like that's, speaking of like mental
hmm,
health and stuff, like it seems like your streaming stuff is like kind of like your break
yes,
from
definitely.
you're that's like that's your time. That's like your you
Hmm.
time. Like and that's cool. I think that's what everybody needs. They need that like self care. And you need to take time for you and just
Yeah,
do
definitely.
your thing. And my wife has been pushing me to do stuff like that for years. But like when you're in like a different kind of
Hmm.
mental state where you can't really pull yourself out of it, it's hard to listen to people around
Right.
you, especially people that are like giving you good ideas and saying you need to take care of
Yeah.
you. And you're like, I'll
Yeah,
do
we
that
like to
later.
push you out
Like,
of it. You're in this space. You got this tech. You got the know-how. You could do something with that. Like, do something with that. Do
yeah,
anything. Do something. You know.
yeah, yeah. And I know you've pushed me to do a lot of stuff. And that's kind of that's basically why I
Hmm.
started even attempting to do streaming because you basically gave me the insight, to begin with. And like, kind of took my hand and said, "Come this way." You're like, "I know that you have some tech
Hmm.
knowledge, and I know you'd be able to do this." So you're like, "Here, just try this." You start
Right.
feeding me the information here and there, and I'm like, "Oh, that seems kind of cool,"
Yeah. I'm
like,
like, I know
and
you
then,
like games. You show me your battle station. I'm like, do the thing. Put the two things together, and then it's like
yeah,
Reese's Pieces, and you got the thing. Repackage it and
yeah,
make it your brand, and you're good to go.
yeah, exactly. And that's yeah, that's kind of where it
Hmm.
all started when you started doing that and like showing me the way. Kind of like the light came on, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I can do this.
Yeah.
The problem I think mainly with me was that like finding a game
Right.
that really draws me in, like I'm still got that like ADD kind of brain where I'm like, if it doesn't grab me right away and I'm not like, I mean, it sucks, but like I feel like if I'm not instantly good at it, then I'm like, I'll never get good
Right.
at it. But some games like, it's weird. I had a totally different mindset as a kid because like you, I had an NES. I had like an Atari and then an
Hmm.
NES, but like I used to, no matter what game it was, unless it was like a really shitty game, because there was quite a few shitty
Sure.
games
Yeah,
back on the
definitely.
NES. But there was a lot of really good games too, and the really good ones, I would sit there and play and play and play and play until I beat it. Like I had to beat every game I got. Like I wanted to see how it ended. It was like reading a book. You don't want to just give up, like you want to find out what happens,
Yeah.
like like I did that with all the Castlevanias and Mario
Hmm.
and like the Disney ones like DuckTales and Tailspin and Chippendales Rescue
Yeah.
Rangers, like
I think me back in the day,
all
I rented a lot of games. So I never really beat a lot of stuff, and it
that's
was just like I think that kind of is my issue now. Like I play a lot of competitive things and stuff like Rocket League and Call of Duty.
mm,
They don't have an ending, especially
yeah,
now, and like they finally got the hint. People don't play the campaign on Call of Duty after the first week. Why put it in there? And then they get all upset. Oh, you took the campaign out. I was like, you weren't playing the campaign. That was like you know, 5% of the population, including me and my wife, who would be like, let's you get the new Call of Duty. And the first week, we played a campaign. I wouldn't touch multiplayer until I went through the campaign. And then I learned, like stupid me, campaign is way different from multiplayer. The guys don't just jump out the bush and be like, no, they have shot at you 18 times before you've seen them, and then you die.
Yeah, you get
Right,
sniped.
and then they would
You're
teabag
like,
you.
what?
Yep. So, but yeah, I play a lot of competitive things. I play a lot of stuff that doesn't have an ending right now, and I really need to fix that. So,
Yeah, and I need to get more on the level where you're at because I need to get, I played some Rocket League and I'm like, this is really fun. Like I can get into this
no,
for like
don't do
a
that.
short period of
No,
time,
don't do
but
that.
like,
No.
but also like, like with Tony Hawk Pro
Hmm.
Skater, there's like I guess kind of like a campaign. Like there's multiple
Yeah.
levels and you have to do all the different
Right.
achievements on that course, like you have to collect letters and you have to like collect certain points for different
Right.
tricks and whatever. Like now I'm kind of like I'd rather just free skate,
Hmm.
like skate around. And but then I get bored with
Right.
that because I'm
There's
like,
no
okay, I've
objective. There's nothing to
how
do.
many different yeah. So but like all right, we're coming up about halfway here, so
Hmm.
like let's take a quick break, and then we'll get back to this and go deeper into uh, yeah, some of the stuff we've already talked about. So everybody, stay tuned. We'll be back, and this may not be the end of the show, folks. I know that I've cut off a few episodes and had to
Right.
input my own little commercial break in the middle of a conversation, so I'm trying to avoid that. So even if we don't end here or we don't end after the next segment, then we'll still come back and I don't know. I'll fix it
All right.
somehow.
Sounds good.
It'll work. All
And
right.
scene.
Scene. All right, folks. We are back with the Wormhole Manifest podcast, and we are talking to Rob, my good friend, Awesome Rob029 or Big Rob
Both
029.
both
Is
on
that right?
Twitter. Shout out.
Yeah.
One gets more use than the other. The alt account became the main account. The the horny on main was just not doing it. So it became horny on alt, and then alt became the main, and rebranding, and yeah, So sometimes you get furries in your feed from me. That's no judgment. It was your fault. You followed
Yeah.
me, so you're welcome. Speaking
Yeah, you're all over the
right. Speaking
spectrum,
of
man.
furries,
All the
it's
content.
time. Oh, you didn't get yours? Oh, you should have got your beer. What are you doing?
Oh, I still got half of
Oh,
one
who
here.
you
So,
babysitting it? I mean, sorry, that's toxic. That's toxic. That's my bad.
oh man. Well,
Yes,
so like we covered quite a bit in the first part of this, our
I
first
think we
segment,
did. We
and
did
I think that was pretty good. Like we were on a roll
quality
there,
podcasting.
getting into
Yep,
some
yep.
getting some
Hmm.
gaming stuff and like some background info where you're
Hmm.
from, and talking about my old little stomping grounds from when I spent a short time out there in the East
Yep.
Coast,
I try to be your hype man.
and
It's all good. The podcast is going great. Everybody should like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button. Tell your friends about the Wormhole
yeah,
podcast, the
fly.
Wormhole Manifest on Spotify, uh, Apple iTunes. Um, y'all still use Spreaker? What's that other one? Mixcloud.
Oh,
What's
like podcast addicts, I
Podcast
think is
Addicts?
another
What's that
one.
one that they used to use all the time? Libsyn. Wherever good, all your good podcasts are sold. But this one's
Yeah,
free.
and there was like
Yes,
Podbean and stuff.
Podbean. Yep. I don't think I ever uploaded
Yep.
anything to any of those. I was like, here's my audio. Person that does the audio, enjoy. And then like 2 days later, the podcast would go up, and I would
Yeah.
fulfill my hype man duties and be like, hey, everybody could go listen to me be crazy on the podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of podcast and podcasting, that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of that. The whole podcasting realm is where what kind of brought us together, really, because um, in the
Matt, are
roundabout
you doing
way,
a segue?
like I, I met you because you knew my
Mm-hmm.
wife, Rachel, get off my
Mm-hmm.
planet, and she was huge in the podcast scene like at 10 years ago, um, and knew all kinds of people in the industry and
The
stuff. So like,
industry. So
um,
cute.
yeah,
You're
the
so cute,
industry.
Matt. Oh my goodness.
so but she had a lot of friends that she met through through the podcast world, and so she I think, let's see what I wrote down some stuff earlier.
Uh-oh. Can you read it?
Yeah,
Is it legible?
it's legible. It's in a notepad document, so I don't write anything
Yeah, who
hardly ever
writes
like
anything?
physically
What are you
anymore.
doing?
Use a pen. What is that?
I write it on Google Keep,
um,
and then Google Keep is like, oh my goodness. I'm
the
sorry. I had
cloud.
freestyle happening over here, and it's all loud and
I do all
stuff.
my business stuff in Google Drive. It's so easy to just open up my business Google account and like just keep all my customer documents
Mm-hmm.
and all that
Right.
stuff.
Just be like,
That was Rachel's idea
that's a
too.
good idea. She'd be keeping you straight
Well,
over there.
I need to give her more props. She's always telling me you need to give me a shout out. I'm like, I
Mm-hmm.
know. I'm so thankful for all these
Right.
ideas.
It's her planet. You got to get off of it.
Um,
Um, I don't know. It's her TikTok
so
apparently.
like,
I don't know what's going on with that.
yeah, she's not really doing that much now since she got her
Right.
new
She got to
job.
keep it corporate.
Yeah,
But yeah, the podcasting thing. I did the Game Enthuse podcast for probably what 2, 3 years or so. And that whole network is how we came across the Geeks Gone Raw and all those guys, and that's how I came across Rachel. And it's Twitter happens. Twitter is where there's a lot of
yeah.
stuff on Twitter. Twitter has changed a lot since those days, I think.
Yeah. I think when I had just lost my one computer repair shop. Like the landlord was basically like kicked me out for unjust reasons. We weren't getting along, and he wasn't fixing anything. So I was
Hmm.
like, well, I guess it's time to go anyway. We got in a big fight, and it's like, you're getting out of here, or I'm gonna call the cops or something. I'm like, oh great. I'm like, whatever. So that was a big
Hmm.
ordeal. And then we moved to a couple buildings down to this other guy's woodworking shop who he just didn't want me to, he didn't want to see me give up my business because we were already
Right.
friends. He's like, I don't want to see you lose your business and you got all these customers and stuff. And he saw how busy I was. So he's like, I'll give you the front half of my shop because he doesn't use it
Hmm.
anyway. He's like, he owns the building. He just like does woodworking out of it and supposedly has a business, but never has customers, never
Hmm.
does. He's like there like maybe an hour every
Shady,
2 weeks or
shady
something,
characters
like
come around the
whenever he
back
has a
every now and
project.
then.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like, I'll let you use the front of my shop and you can keep going. But that was around the time I started having a lot more issues. I already had mental health issues, but like a lot more stuff was going on. And so I got in there, and that's when I think Rachel realized that I wasn't really talking to
Hmm.
anyone and I wasn't letting anybody in because I was very closed off. So she's like, "Hey, you need to talk to my friend Sherry's husband. He's like big into gaming and anime and all kinds of stuff, and just hit him up on Twitter sometime." And I was like, "Okay." And then I think I followed you on Twitter, and this fly is attacking me. I'm getting
The
swarmed
flies
here.
have perfect
Um,
comedic timing. That's all.
so yeah, like I think that's what started. Like we basically like I don't know who hit up who first, but like I was like, hey, so you're into gaming and anime, and it's like I run a computer repair shop, and then it was like
Hmm.
it was all over then,
That's like
man. We were
computer
like
repair shop,
talking about all
eh?
kinds of
What
stuff.
can you teach me about these
Yeah,
computers? Because what I'm doing over
yeah.
here is not working out. Yep.
So yeah, like man,
Hmm.
we like hit it off right away, and then you told me about the Discord stuff and
Yeah.
Discord servers, and got me into your JSS
Hmm.
stuff, and started following your streams, and then you started teaching me the way of streaming and Twitch and all that, and I was like, man. And then like it wasn't long after that, I ended up finally building me a real gaming
Hmm.
PC, and not like just the stuff I used for like downloading
Right.
anime for like massive
You're like,
amounts
I
of
can
anime. Like,
play anime too? Oh, okay. This is a whole new world of stuff. Yeah, I didn't even talk about the JSS stuff with the Discord. I run a like a
yeah,
community fan club, if you could call it that. Everybody just comes on there to play Among Us on Fridays, and I'm only a little salty about it. I got people coming to the Discord though. But speaking of Baltimore and all things Baltimore, we have a rock radio station. Um, I don't know. It's the whole thing about their whole heritage and all that stuff, their history and whatnot. With 98 Rock,
it's like 98
yeah,
or something, 98
98 Rock
FM.
Baltimore, 97.9. Um,
Hmm.
and when I put the Discord together, they just had a new morning show. So like growing up in high school and when the morning show was popular, like I never really was into rock music and whatnot. So like their morning show was just over my head. And then I think into college, the newer morning show at that time was like really appealing to me. And I think my work commute kind of gelled with listening to them in the morning. And then that whole show went to shit. And then they started a new show, and that was probably around the time I was with Sherry or started getting with Sherry and listening to them. And I was like, they're younger and like video games. I'm gonna start a whole fan club, and I have a small following, and it's like a whole thing. But yeah, I run a Discord channel and server, and you know how that is. That's a whole thing in itself, and Discord keeps changing and whatnot. I had a point. I don't know where it
Yeah.
went, but um, but
Yeah, I mean, like you basically got me into
hmm
all that. Like I had found out about Discord shortly before that, and I think we were just having a random back and forth conversation on like Twitter, I think, and like DMs about gaming or something, or about communication, or like DMs, or like it was just, it got like weird, I
hmm
think, because we were like DMing each other in just
yeah,
Twitter, and it was like I was like, hey, like, do you know what Discord is? Obviously, you're a gamer, so And then I was like, okay, so, but I didn't know about setting up all the servers and everything. I didn't. I had was just kind of finding out
hmm
about that, and then I think you showed me yours, and I'm like, oh man, there's like tons of stuff in
yeah,
Discord. I thought it was, I used to just use it to communicate back and forth secretly with my like drug dealer, but like,
no, it's like
because he was a gamer
yeah,
too, and so that's why he was like, just call me here, don't text me, don't like call me, or
yeah,
like
it's like
just send me a message on here.
everything. I guess Discord came up as being game related, and what were we using Discord for? I think
Like the
yeah,
voice
the
chat,
voice
like
chat
so
was
you
really
could
good. The
stream.
voice chat was great for Discord versus using Zoom or other things. Um,
Yeah, and trying to capture
right.
that like in your streaming
Yeah,
software to
like
be
none
on
of it was
Twitch.
good.
Yeah.
So Discord kind of filled that void right there, and they were very gaming focused. So I think I set up like 3 servers before setting up the JSS one. Um, but yeah, like I do the charity thing, and it's good for broadcasting out information. And yeah, I think we have a what 2 3 year long running Discord DM chat. Just just checking in every day, and it's good times. I do appreciate getting a message from you all the time.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, you sold me a computer. That's probably the best thing. Oh my goodness, had I not bought that computer from you,
There's Kitty.
yeah. So yeah, this is miracle. This is Kitty time. Whenever I'm on a stream or a podcast or anything, she needs to exert her dominance and be in the scene. And now she's on camera and doesn't want to look at the camera. Look at the
I was gonna
camera.
say, where's mine? Like Miss Pinky Gray is
Uh,
back there, like chilling
I
on the
thought I saw
floor.
Blob back there in the background. But yeah, I also had a point there. I don't remember
Oh,
what it is.
yeah, there she is down there. It's a
Yeah,
blob.
she's guarding the door, she's keeping you safe.
Oh no, I just jacked up my camera.
What was it with Discord? Oh, the computer.
Uh,
Yeah,
Basically, we started chatting on
I
there,
got this.
like,
I
we
got the
like,
computer from you. I got this RX 570 in here, which has like tripled in value since since I got the computer. And
oh
had I
man, I
not done
know.
that, I would not have a gaming computer right now. And this thing is old, and it's like still awesome. I actually upgraded the CPU, so I got a modern Core i5 in there. Same video
Yeah,
card.
didn't you have to do the? Yeah, you had to use the. You got like a motherboard, right? And then like you tried to use the same CPU, but it was like not
Yeah,
compatible, I
things they
think.
don't
And
tell you until you know just
yeah,
happen to
yeah.
have the cash to get a new CPU. But yeah, we're lucky enough to live near a micro center. Like, oh my goodness, it is
Oh man,
great. It is like,
I've had to go to the Micro Center out by me, like once or twice in the past like eight
hmm
years, but it is such a hassle. Like, I mean, it's like driving across the
hmm
state basically to get there. Like we're like in the middle of the state kind of, and you have to like go to like the closest big city is Kansas City, and that's like an hour and a half away. The airport's almost two
yeah,
hours away. It's crazy. So I'm like,
yeah. I think the closest one we had was
even
Rockville for a while. I was like, micro center, okay, all
lucky.
right. And then they built one like right down the street. I was like, okay, great, this is awesome. I was in there like all the time. I have two micro center mugs. It's great. I don't take it for granted.
I miss that
We had a
place.
CompUSA and a Circuit City and a Best Buy up like
Oh man, CompUSA. I totally forgot
oh
about that
CompUSA
place.
was great. That's like Micro Center is
Oh
like the new improved version of that. It's like
yeah,
here's a bunch
yeah.
of stuff on the shelf. Enjoy Micro Center.
Wow, I bought a laptop from a
hmm
CompUSA. I think I bought my first laptop from a CompUSA, and I put it on a credit card. It was one of my first credit cards, and I like maxed out the credit
Like
card
immediately.
to get the
Yep.
laptop,
Yep.
and it was like an old like Intel, like I don't know, like
Yeah, he was balling at the time.
man. I think it was right around when I first started working for Boeing or
hmm
something.
Yeah, it was like a Howard
It,
Johnson hotel with a pool, and they tore it down and turned it into a CompUSA, and then that was great. And then they tore that down, and now it's like a Safeway. But
oh
there
man.
was like up York Road from close to where I used to live. It was you go up the street, there's a CompUSA. Go further up the street, there's a Best Buy, and then go further up from that, it was a Circuit City. So I had like so many options, and I was usually like
Oh
a
man.
Circuit City person. Like you go to Best Buy and you have that bad experience. It's like this is too um curated, is too sterile, it's like
Yeah.
this is not, I don't, and then also too overpriced for one. you know yeah, all right,
Yeah.
well, what else can I go?
It kind of changed over the years, but like Circuit City had that kind of like we're like an upscale
Yes,
Radio Shack kind of feel to it,
exactly.
like it was more geared towards people that were in the
hmm
know on like what actual like technology and
hmm
and audio and video kind of stuff was out there. Of course they had like CDs and movies and stuff, but like like if you wanted to find that cool new DVD
right,
player that would play every kind of video format that you were looking at, especially
right.
DivX or XVID or something like, yeah, you would find it at Circuit City, but not anywhere
For no
else,
reason.
because people at Best Buy
No
didn't know
reason.
anything about format or encoding
hmm
or,
I didn't need
and then they all
I
went
didn't need
away.
those formats
They're
for
like,
any
nope,
reason other than porn. I mean, just for DivX reasons. Um, all right, the cat is not going to leave me alone. Um, what do you want? You want to? Oh,
I'm surprised mine's being chill. But yeah, like it's been pretty cool. Like I think, yeah, like with our Discord chat, like I wonder if you can like I think you can archive stuff in like Discord because like our
hmm
chat, like you could sit there and probably scroll back for like
yeah,
years and like there's just like a lifetime's worth of like back and forth like dude check this out
right. Yeah, there's a lot in there. All the
yeah especially with me and my like super long paragraph writing style. Like you're probably like, man, what are you doing? Like writing a
It's like
book here.
Wormhole is typing. It's like, okay, cool.
Check
He's
back
still
half an hour
typing.
later. Oh, he's still going.
Yeah, I don't mind it. And then what happens? He's still typing, and then here comes a paragraph. I'm like, okay,
Need to take some time
like,
out to try to.
yes.
Plus, you're probably like in the middle of like a work
Mm.
day and like like dealing with customers or whatever. Like,
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm in a hospital setting, and we got patients and whatnot. Like my office, we didn't close for COVID. We're in it's a particular field where they couldn't close for COVID. They needed to see their patients. Their patients were high risk. We lost a few
oh wow,
patients. They needed to be seen, so we never closed down. We shut down for a good 3 months, and everything went telemed. So everything was like, if
hmm.
you don't need to be seen in the clinic, you can't. So, uh, everything was virtual. That was a change, but we didn't work from home. It was so annoying because it was like this whole setup here is well, not this one here, but I have my setup here. Sherry has her setup over there. Her setup is permanent work from home, permanent. Mine is like fun gaming time because I can't work from home, but I'm set up enough that I could do
Hmm.
it if they needed me to, or I was like, hey, I gotta work from home, please, thank you. But yeah, they don't want me to work from home. No, no fun over here. I think I worked from
Man,
home 3 days. Well, no, it was maybe a total of 10 days. So like
man.
for when it was COVID and bad weather, they're like, y'all can work from home. It's fine. Nobody's coming in today. Y'all don't really need to be here. And I was more productive at home. I worked from home before, like probably one of the uh in my younger days when I had a good tech job. I was I was not great at it, but I worked from home, and I learned the ups and downs of how to work from home correctly. We'll say that much. So now
Hmm.
I know what to do. I'm like, I can't be on Chrome all day. I gotta be doing work. Get the work done first,
Yeah.
then look at YouTube. Work first, then YouTube. Not work second, because YouTube first is like, all right, 7.5 hours of YouTube. Oh crap, I can't do my whole day of work in a half hour. So,
Yeah. I like my last like couple months before well, actually a couple years before I retired out of the military in the Air National Guard, like I was having all kinds of issues like mental health stuff and whatever. And so like I would sit at my desk and like just browse random websites. I would
hmm,
read the same email like 50 times and be like, what is this person
right,
asking me? Like I just didn't understand what was
yeah,
going on. And like people would be like, what have you done today? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to reply to this email that I've been reading for like 3 hours.
yeah,
But like I was having all kinds of crazy trouble. Like I was telling Rachel the other day, I was like, yeah, it was
hmm,
bad. It was just very, I was on like pain medication and like, you know, I was like hooked on that stuff. So I was popping a pill every hour
hmm,
and like I would like my emotions would get so crazy because I'd sit there and start thinking about stuff and I couldn't hold it in because like normally in a work professional environment you can like play things off, but like I would have to get up and literally go to the bathroom and like hide in the stall and I'm like crying my eyes out,
hmm,
like what is wrong with me, like it's just terrible. And but then I'd be like, okay, got to get it
right,
together, got to get it together. And then I like clean myself up and then like go back to sitting at my desk and like and then I'm like, oh crap, I got a meeting I got to go
yeah,
to. And I'm like, shit. And then I got to meet with all these other people about doing different things and like doing my actual job. And I'm like, man,
yeah,
I can't even keep it together. I can't do this. And I ended up like going and speaking to my commander and I was like, yeah, sir, I can't do my job anymore. I'm just not, I can't do this. Can't handle
hmm,
it. And he's like, oh, well, let's talk about it. So we talked for a while and then they ended up sending me to like the on base
Hmm.
counselor and all kinds of crazy stuff. But it was
Yeah.
nuts, man. So I was like, finally it got to the point where I was like, after like a couple back surgeries and stuff, I started dealing with getting off the
Hmm.
pain medication and all that and recovering and just having a hard time with that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to get out. I just need to get
Right.
out. So like working from home now, like once I retired from the military, I started that computer repair shop. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get into this. I'm going to start a computer repair business and I'm going to open up a store downtown and do all this. And it didn't take a year and a half and it burnt me out
Hmm.
completely. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah. If you take on
gotta
a lot,
move
yeah.
it back,
Oh, definitely.
move it back into the home. So like I couldn't stand working for the military. I couldn't hardly handle that. Yet, then I'm trying to start my own business and I'm like, man, it was insane. I was just taking on way too much.
Yeah.
And
They
so
make.
now it's like the pandemic has like, I think we talked about it before, like it really put a lot of things in perspective for me.
Hmm.
Like just, not just working from home, but being able to take the time out for myself instead of having like having to take off work for like a mental health day. Like I'm already off. I mean, technically I'm supposed to answer the phones, but like Rachel helped out a lot because she would answer the phones for me and set up schedule the appointments for the
Hmm.
customers, schedule the drop offs for the devices they needed fixed. And then once it got here, all I had to do was take the device, go into the workshop, into the garage that I converted into a workshop, do the repair, tell her what needs to be done, and write up notes. And she would call and tell the customer what needed to be done and how much it was going to cost. And that was like a transitional period, like that helped me um, get into a state where like I could get comfortable. And then once she started her new job now, she has to like work 9 to 5 every day, basically. So I had to like start answering the
Hmm.
phones, which I was having like serious anxiety
Sure.
issues
Yeah.
before.
I hate answering
I was like,
phones.
I can't talk on the phone,
Right.
man. Like now it's no problem, man. I'm like doing this
Hmm.
stuff. I'm like taking care of business and it's like and it's all thanks to the people around me and people that, supported me and all that. So it's awesome. Now I'm like the slowness that business went to like during the pandemic kind of gave me a break.
Hmm.
It gave me a this transitional period to where I can like start dabbling in the way of like just start testing myself out, like trying things, like let me try to talk to a customer and see how that goes, like didn't always go
Yeah.
that great, but you know,
Yeah.
let me try to go grocery shopping, like and that started working out. Like I was like getting used to going back out in public and things, and here I am now starting a podcast and we're like talking about mental health and talking to good friends
Yeah.
and all kinds of
Exactly.
stuff.
It's a process. It's you step back and you're like, it wasn't that bad. I'm okay. You got this.
Yeah.
I believe in
Yeah.
you. I believe that you can do it. You set your mind to it. You've gone this far, right? Spouses
Yeah.
are great. Significant others are great. They're like, a good what do you call it? A good not a good motivator, but like, a good kick in the pants.
Like yeah, that's true. Like they're like a support
Hmm.
system, but it's also like, yeah, they're get your ass
Right.
moving when it's time to
Yeah.
go, it's like it's
It's like, you could lay in the bed all day, but you could do some work. How about doing some work today? You're like, okay, honey, I'll do some work. Like it won't be that
no,
bad.
I think she's liking it because I'm doing cooking and all kinds of stuff, man. Like last year, I started getting better, like back into like grilling
Hmm.
food again. Because like a long time ago, I used to grill all the time. I was always all about throwing meat on the grill. Like, I didn't cook it that well, but now I'm all about learning how to do it.
I threw it on the grill. It didn't get cooked great, but I did it. Then I ate it. It
Just
wasn't
dunk,
great, but I ate it though.
just dump a bunch of beer all over it and call it good.
That's how most things get fixed. You're right. Um.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you're like, this episode is sponsored by HelloFresh, and then you put that in the clip reel.
Yeah.
This episode of the Wormhole Manifest is sponsored by whoever, fill in the blank. You just edit that part in.
Yeah.
And then you just like film me doing like this and just moving my mouth. And then it's like, okay, you just like, you, I don't know, do the voiceover. This is sponsored by, who is it? The thing with the kids, the Kiwi Co. or Ridge Wallet. The things YouTubers do. I was watching
Uh,
the thing. I was watching the YouTube. Can we talk about the YouTube rabbit hole? Can we talk about the algorithm for a second?
we can, but let's
after these short messages.
after these short messages from our
Hmm.
sponsor, we will be right back. After these
We'll be
messages.
right back.
Right. Yeah, let's take another quick break and then we'll come back. Well, I'm not going to say break because I may end the episode here and then start whatever we talk about next on the next episode. So it'll be like.
Exactly.
So check it out, folks. There might be a commercial here. There might
Right. I
not
might
be.
be back.
There might be an
It
ending
might be
outro.
somebody else. Who knows?
We will see. It's all a mystery. Mystery of the wormhole. Welcome back to the Wormhole Manifest podcast. I'm here still with awesome Rob029, my buddy Rob. We've been chatting it up about all kinds of cool stuff, and now we got some cool new information to share with everyone about our streaming marathon coming up to help benefit sick kids. So, what you got, Rob? You want to go into some details about this? This is like the third year I think we've been doing this.
Hmm.
Like, or I have anyway. You've been doing it a lot longer,
Yeah.
probably.
So we're talking about the Extra Life Foundation. The Extra Life. Let me bring this up because I'm gonna get it wrong, as I usually do. Like, Rob, do your research. Okay. But yeah, Extra Life is a charity gaming. It's a charity event basically. We help kids in hospitals. It's from the Children's Miracle Network. Hospitals that are affiliated with that. They're like, okay, we got kids in the hospital and they're bored. What can you do? And Extra Life is like, hey, what if that kid was playing Halo? Okay, cool. How does the kid play Halo? What if we donated an Xbox and a TV and Xbox Live or whatever you need to get that stuff going? So cross country, across the U.S. It might be international. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. I don't the details. But Children's Miracle Network hospitals participate to basically raise money to help heal sick kids and help them have a better time when they're sick in the hospital. So that's what we do. Um, every year, it's you pledge. It's like a fun run. I pledge to run X amount of miles, but I'm pledging to play video games for 24 hours to raise money and raise awareness and all that. So what we've done is I'm like, okay, great. I'm like, I'm gonna be team director. This is Team JSS International, because we do have people across the pond there. Shout out Slow Riot on Twitter and on Twitch. That's Lottie. She's here now, but she's international. But yeah, we got a bunch of people from everywhere. Our team of three. Shout out Coconut Monkey and Wormhole Matt over here. And we have teamed up to raise money. We've got a $500 goal um, to raise for the kids. The official date is November 6th, but it's like November 6th ish until the end of the year. So people, if they can't do the 6th, they call like a makeup day. I think this
Mm.
is my first year of doing this not in a whole 24-hour stint. So I usually run the whole 24 hours. I get up at 6 in the morning or 5 in the morning, start at 6, and then go all day, all night, and end the stream, and the playtime is 6. I did this back with Game Enthuse, so we'll call it 8 years running, probably closer to 10
Wow.
that I've been doing this. But yeah, just about every year I do this event, and with a team, without a team, solo, sometimes with dudes, I don't know, sometimes with people that would. I appreciate the stream love because having uh now with Twitch and stuff, having people to watch and cheer you on while you're playing really helps you stay awake. Um, I've definitely made
Yeah.
it 23 hours. I'm good for 20. The 4 hours after that, it's all hell breaks loose. I've fallen asleep playing racing games before, so I'm usually good for at least
Oh, man.
23. Yeah, I'm good for 20, 23, no problem. 24, the full 24, it's a little rough. But yeah, but we do it for the kids. This year, I'm going to split it up. I'm going to do November 6th, the official day, for 12 hours. I don't know what time yet. I'm leaning more at 10 to 10, and then
That
and
would be
then
good.
probably that following Saturday or Sunday. I know, Matt, you were trying to do probably the
Yeah,
7th.
I'm trying to do both those Saturdays, the 6th and the
Hmm.
13th, I think. Yeah, and I was gonna do noon, like 12 to 12,
Right.
but that might be a little late. So I'm thinking like to capture the time where there might be the most
Hmm.
audience, maybe 10 to 10. That might be kind of better suited. Um, I know what you mean about like the 24-hour thing because last year was the first year I tried to
Yeah,
do that,
it's rough.
and it took a lot out of me because for one, like I have this crappy like gaming office chair that like and for one, I have a bad back
Hmm.
anyway. Like I've had two back surgeries, two lower spine surgeries, and like sitting in one place for any amount of time, like just does not work well for
Yeah.
me. So like I was getting up and taking breaks, like is what they recommend for people that have been doing extra life for a long time. They tell people to
Hmm.
take breaks and stuff. But I think the goal is to have that stream going. You have that stream going for 24 hours and you're getting the message out there. People are tuning in and seeing you play the games and you're doing it like you said, like you're running a
Hmm.
marathon, like you're doing it for a good
Yeah.
cause. And I was like, I wanted to do that because last year was the first year in a long time I actually felt better than I had been for
Hmm.
many years. So I was like, I want to do this. I want to do something because it's a good benefit thing. It's for charity. And I was like, it's going to be fun to just try to do something like this. And man, it like 24 hours killed me, man. I'm like, I need to go into the
Yeah.
hospital with
Right.
these kids because I'm like, I'm going to join you. Scoot over, kid. Like I tried to help you
Right.
out by having a 24-hour marathon, and now I'm in here with
Hmm.
you.
Yeah, we need like a,
But
extra life recovery day.
yeah,
Yeah, it's rough.
so I'm better prepared
Hmm.
this year. So I am going to split it into two 12-hour streams. Um, I have gotten a better. I've gotten this really cool like seat cushion for my office chair, my
Hmm.
gaming chair. So that helps actually for me sitting here right now doing the podcast. I'm like actually able to sit here for more than like 20 minutes and and do stuff. But like I've got my stream set up through my capture card to my PC for console games. So I'm able to sit on my
Right.
couch with my son, and my son, he's 13. I've gotten a bunch of co op games for the
Hmm.
PS4, and plus I've got tons of other games, and I've still got PC, and I've got everything set up where I can switch back and forth if I want to. And I got just a ton of games to try out that I want to play with him. And we're going to sit there and be on camera and have the chat going for the whole time through I got a phone set up as a stream deck so I can see, like, I can switch my scenes on the PC so I
Yeah.
can, like, operate the streaming software remotely. So I don't have to, like, keep getting up every time I want to, like, take a break. I just hit the
Speaking of
button
which,
on the
I
phone
looked at my
screen.
balance on my Google thing, and it was like $4. I was like, oh, Stream Deck takes out $3 a month. Oof. I might as well just
Oh
buy a
man,
real Stream Deck.
I use the free one that you just upload Streamlabs OBS onto
Oh
your
yeah, you
phone
use
and then you
Streamlabs.
scan.
Okay, no, I don't.
Yeah, I use Streamlabs. I haven't done
Okay, no, the
OBS.
stream, the like, the Elgato Stream Deck thing. It's like they
Oh
have their
yeah.
own app, and it's like the exact same thing, but they
Mm,
charge $3 a month for mobile, and I just,
yeah.
yeah.
I have the Elgato streaming, the internal
Mhm.
capture card for the HD60, I think is what it is for my PC, and I installed that, and I do have the Stream Deck app thing. I think, don't I have it? Yeah, Stream Deck. But like you said, you have to pay for that to be able to do it
Mhm.
remotely and all that. So I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. But since I use Streamlabs
Yeah.
anyway, all you have to do is like scan the computer screen with that barcode thing, and like it makes it active on your phone, so you can just sit there and use your phone as a Stream Deck
Yeah,
kind of
I
thing.
was doing that for a while. I was like, "Oh man, you know what would be great if I had a bigger screen? Let me use this old Amazon tablet." Yeah, the
Oh,
camera is so bad. Oh my goodness. I couldn't even scan the QR code. Like it would only work like like half of the time. And I'd spend 20 minutes like, okay, I gotta get the brightness and get there's this freaking tablet right here. This thing
oh
freaking
man,
terrible. Look at this little
yeah.
teeny camera. No, that's not gonna.
It was actually really difficult for me to set it up on my old phone, and it wasn't really even that old of a
Mm-hmm.
phone. We had to upgrade our phones because like T-Mobile decided to say
Yeah.
that any phone doesn't get voice over LTE or
Mm-hmm.
VoLTE capabilities, like they're not going to make it let it work anymore. So I was
Yeah,
like,
force
was
upgrade.
forced to upgrade last December, and I only had my phone for like maybe a year
Yep.
before that. So I've got this perfectly good phone that just doesn't have VoLTE. It's got 4G and everything else, but like can't use it on my network though. So I use it as a little
Yeah,
tablet
there you
thing.
go. I tried to use an old phone for that, and like the apps aren't compatible. I was like, ugh, all right, well, fine, you got me. I'll spend $3 for
That's like
this.
my iPad 2 that's sitting here. I don't use it for anything other than like that drum beat you heard me playing
Mm-hmm.
during the break. Like it's got the old version of GarageBand and I can't update it or do anything with it. Like it's like an oldest
Yeah,
iPad, but I'm like, oh well, it works for what I needed to
right.
do. So
Do you have any?
I'm not going to buy $1,000 iPad for
No, definitely
GarageBand.
not. No, but when you upload your stuff to SoundCloud, then it might be worth it.
Maybe. Maybe I'll get those sponsors so I can
Exactly.
start paying for some of this
This
equipment.
podcast sponsored by Seat Donuts and Back Cushions,
Yeah.
Old Man Cream, because I definitely need that. Can we?
I've got my uh, Holmes oscillating
Right.
uh, floor
Hmm.
fan over here. Like,
Right. Let's get our stream sponsored by Old Man stuff. That's what we need. That's our audience.
yeah.
That's our demographic right there. Yeah, we need like hemorrhoid cream and Viagra or something. Right, Blue Chew. Yeah, that's cool.
Tux
Right.
made of
Yeah.
knitted pads.
That's the thing. That's like you get the Keeps. Keeps is the one I hear all the time for hair loss. I was like, yeah, I think yeah, that's not great up here. Uh
That's the only thing I don't not have going for me is the
right.
hair
Well,
thing.
it's long enough. You comb it over at this point.
Yeah, like my military career ended like 6 years ago, so
Hmm.
I'm like now I'm looking like one of those crazy old veterans that I need to just buy a motorcycle
Right.
and like
Nah,
grow
you
my beard out.
get us sponsored by Pert Plus, like some Garnier Fructis, get some nice locks going. But yeah,
Yep.
let's get a sneak preview. What are you planning on playing? What what's what
Oh,
should people look
yeah.
forward to on your stream at twitch.tv/wormhole42, Wormhole Planet, Wormhole Matt? What is it? Which one? Which one we going
Yeah,
to?
the Wormhole Planet thing was like the first thing I started because that's back when me and Rachel were doing the podcast. But like I've pretty much dedicated my whole brand for game streaming to the Wormhole
Hmm.
42, and that's what I am on like Discord and all that. But like Twitter is like Wormhole Matt because people just know
Yeah.
me. Matt or
brand
Wormhole.
synergy.
But
You can't bring them all together, but you try.
yeah, yeah. I mean, overall arcing thing is just Wormhole.
Hmm.
Like so, if you Google Wormhole, I don't know. But games that I'm, like I said, I got a bunch of games to test out for this Extra Life for Kids marathon. And I wanted to do more co op stuff because I've been talking to my son about it. I was telling him about it, I guess, ever since like 2 years ago. And now that I've gotten him
Hmm.
streaming now too, because he's old enough to stream, because you have to be like 13, I think, to be on
Is this
Twitch.
the one that
We found
gained
that out.
popularity immediately on Minecraft?
Man,
Yeah.
he got like 100 and something followers like in the first
Hmm.
2 days because of like streaming, but I think most of them were bots.
Oh,
A
yeah,
lot of
that's
them
the
were
thing.
bots,
Well, wouldn't
and
worry about it too much, but
but like he
yeah.
still has like more than I do. He has way more
Hmm.
than I do, and he's like, if he starts streaming regularly, which he doesn't, then he would have a good following because he's got a good presence, I think, on stream. He can talk he can talk in
Yeah,
the
he's really
chat and
good.
tell what he's doing. And but the problem is, I think, with what he doesn't branch out much. He's pretty much Minecraft or Terraria or what is that thing? Geometry Dash. Like he's very into
Okay.
Geometry Dash. Like he creates his own levels, and he is like, I think it's just a matter of like memorizing the
Hmm.
patterns and be able to do it like as fast as
Right.
possible. And I guess him and his friends do that. So like, I mean, it's probably like a worldwide thing. There's probably all kinds of kids that are
Hmm.
doing this, but
Yeah, I mean that's a
I
niche in
wasn't
itself.
doing that.
Just because we don't know what it is doesn't mean it's not popular. If you, I mean,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
big
True.
thing. You find an audience, and that's where your base comes
Yep.
from. Then you have the problem of, oh, I want to play something different. I'm gonna play some Apex Legends, and they're like, but I want to watch Geometry Dash. Unfollow.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if he was trying to play like Chrono Trigger or something from back in
Yeah,
the
right.
90s, all his friends would be like, what the hell is this? Like, this is way too boring.
Yeah.
Like we want to, it's all fast and competitive now. It's like, and I can see it because him and his friends probably like try to compete on the same levels to see who can do it
Hmm.
faster, you know? And kids now, man, their brains are just like soaking up this stuff. They're just like,
Yeah, but they ain't got no social
I don't
skills.
know, man, it's crazy. But the games
Uh
I
huh.
got though that I want to try out, I've tried one of them out so far, and it's probably not very streamable. Was the Divinity 2?
Sure, you can. I've heard of that.
What is it? Divinity 2 something something something. I tried it and I actually was
Original
liking it.
Sin.
The original Sin, yeah. The only thing I don't like about it is how it's kind of like a top down side view. Like it's like at an angle looking at you from top down. It's not like directly top down, but like off to the side.
Is
So
it
it's kind of
isometric?
it's I don't know. It's like at a weird angle where you're like looking down at the person, but they're
Yeah, that's classic Diablo
can't.
style. I'm looking at it like a trailer for it. It's maybe a little off, but yeah, like Diablo,
Yeah, it's
Torchlight, they're all kind of like that top down isometric.
it's like games that I remember were like, you remember like Gauntlet on the
Yeah.
NES where you're looking top down. That's top down
Hmm.
to me. Like the original Grand Theft Auto was
Yeah.
top down. Like it was like that's looked nothing like the GTA 5 or it was an old
Yeah.
school like looking down, you're the cars driving through the
Yeah. That's like
streets.
Diablo
But
style.
like
So that's
um
different. But I don't know. There's 3D models. You can kind of see the person on the side view, and they're like running. You can see the arms.
yeah. And you can rotate it around and move however you want to. So that was
Hmm.
kind of cool. Like, and you can see all the objects you're trying to
Right.
deal with. And the story part was like, I was kind of getting into it. I tested it out for a little bit and I'm like, I could see me doing this on stream for
Hmm.
several hours, until I get really sick of
Yeah.
it. I'm like, okay. Me and Hunter, the last test stream that we did, um, we tried the moving out game. And oh my god, that is so like
Yeah.
goofy and funny though. We were having a blast. Like it's just I don't know how long we'll be able to
Right.
play
I
it,
think that's
you
the
know.
the problem with it.
But
It's good for about half an hour.
yeah, So we may be able to just like throw
Yeah.
that in, like when we start to get bored
Hmm.
of something, like just throw that in and like, like we'll take a break, switch out the games, throw that in and be like, okay, we're going to do this and just laugh the
Yeah.
whole time because it's so ridiculous. You're like moving furniture out of these
Yeah.
houses. You're two separate characters and you're like fighting each other basically trying to hold
Right.
stuff.
You're like, hold this side of
Like
this thing. Like, oh, and then they dropped it.
grab that side. No, move this way. Go
Yes, it
backwards.
is as frustrating as actually moving for sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Have you played Overcooked?
I've yeah, I've played a little bit, but I didn't. I actually have like the Overcooked
Hmm.
2, I think, for the
Two is good.
Switch. I should throw
Yeah.
that in there too,
If you want to,
just to
upgrade to a
try that
better
some more.
game than moving out, you know. No, I'm just saying. I'm just kidding. The game shaming. That's not what we do here. Overcooked is good. Me and my wife have played a lot of Overcooked. I think we beat the first one. I don't think we beat the second one, or we got very
Hmm.
far in it. Actually, I? You send a tweet, get a tweet, retweet a thing, and then you end up with a free copy of the new game. And I was like, all right, and played that on stream as a promotional thing. The new one is like a remaster of the first one, which was, I think it was barely 1080p. So it's like 4K of the
Uh,
first one and the second one, and the upgrades of the second one they pulled back into the first one. So it was like a remaster with new abilities and whatnot. But yeah, like Overcooked is
hmm.
great, especially with at least one other person. Is good. It's terrible in single player because you're trying to control two people at once. It's like that's not.
Oh man, nah,
That's like the cookies and cream
I
game.
couldn't hang with
No,
that. I'd be like,
like
what?
my brain doesn't work like that.
And I got like a bunch of other games to try too, like as far as like co-op two-player games. I mean, I don't know how much I'd be able to play with. Hunter has never, my son has never played. He knows nothing about
Hmm.
skateboarding. Like when I started playing Tony Hawk on the PS2 when it first came out, like I used to skateboard. That was my life when I was a kid. So like I wanted to do all the tricks in Tony Hawk
Right.
Pro
Yeah.
Skater that I couldn't do in real life because I, either didn't have ramps or I just didn't have the ability because I wasn't
Hmm.
that good. So like but Hunter doesn't know the names of any of the tricks. He doesn't know what they mean. He's like,
Right.
we tried to play it the last stream, and he's like, "What is this guy doing? How does he move? What is this thing called? Why?" All these questions, and I'm like, "Oh my god! Like, you don't know what an
Oh
ollie
no.
is? You don't know what a 50-50 is? A grind, a shove it? A kickflip?" I'm like, "Come on, man, where you been?" I guess it's my fault. I didn't teach him all this stuff.
What
So,
about
uh, but the new one has like an online and it has like a two-player, but I don't know how much we'll be able to do that. But the thing is I did get I've had the Crash Team
Yeah,
Racing
there you
for
go.
like a while, and you mentioned that earlier, um, and the Sonic one, Sonic, what is it called? Just Sonic Racing, or is
It's
it?
Sonic and Sega All Stars, and then
Yeah,
Sonic
because there's a
Team
few of them,
Racing.
right?
Yeah,
Sonic Team Racing is the one that I just got. Is that like a later version?
Sonic Team Racing is the most recent one.
Okay,
Yeah, that's a good one.
so
I
we
was gonna
got
say
that.
check out Ali Ali.
Oh, I think I've
That
heard of
one
that.
is like
I never tried that.
it's almost like a pixel art 2D skateboarding game, and it's not as focused on the tricks. It's more focused on timing.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
It's good.
There's a few other skateboarding games that I've heard about that, like I'm in a few skateboarding like
Hmm.
Facebook groups, like skateboard dads, like people over 40 that are like still
Right.
skating or getting back into it or whatever. But like they're talking about different
Hmm.
skating games. There's like some mobile games too,
Yeah, there's a couple
but
out
like
there. Like Skate is one of the big ones. I don't think they're doing Skate 4, but actually no, I think they
hmm,
are. That was like the big thing, and they had a trailer, and I haven't heard anything about it since. But Skate is a big. That's the EA game. Maybe you don't have Game Pass, do you?
no, I used to, but it expired. I think actually you gave it to me. Like you gave me a trial of that, and like then I ended up paying for it for my
Hmm.
son, and he never used
Oh,
it
okay.
because he's too busy playing Geometry Dash and Minecraft. He don't want to play any of these other cool games that are out there. I'm like, try stuff out, man. See what you like. Get
Right.
diversified.
Diversify your bonds. Um, Dang it. I think I do. I own Ali Ali. I know I have like
Man,
access to at least 3 copies of it.
when I was still skating, when I was young, like I remember playing like the game 720 at the arcade, and it had like one of
I,
those, like a pool ball wheel in the middle, and that's how you rolled yourself around. Like you move this, like it was like one of those golf
hmm
games. You seen the golf games, like the tournament golf
Oh
or
yeah, and
whatever,
you
Golden
wreck your
Tee,
hand on it.
where you like roll on the ball. Well, it had one of those balls, and that's how you controlled the
hmm
skater in it. And it was like an early, like I think they had it on a Nintendo, but it might have been earlier than that. But like, man, it was horrible. Like I hated that game. And then Skater Die
Oh
came
yeah.
out, and that was pretty horrible too. But Skater Die
hmm
2 on the NES, like I actually got into that one and wanted to beat it because it had real
Right.
levels. It was like a platformer, but you riding a skateboard, you know, from left to right,
Right.
through whatever obstacles you had to get through, and you had to go level to level. And that's the kind of gamer I was back then. I was like platform. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Ali Ali
I
is
want
a
to go left
platformer
to
for
right
sure.
and do stuff
Definitely.
and get to the end.
I might have to try this on stream. I never really got
I'm trying to
into
think of what
Ali Ali
else.
2, but the first one I played like a lot of immediately. Like I think I did that thing where it's like send a message and Major Nelson might give you a free game. And he gave me that and I got Ali Ali for free. But the second one, I have it on Steam. I think I got it through a Humble Bundle because I'm looking and that's where I
Hmm.
have it. And I'm looking at the
Man, I
trailer.
spent so much money on like Humble Bundle getting all these tons. I got like a huge library of Steam games,
Yeah,
but
go in
like
there and look at that old stuff.
I don't, I don't play it. Most of it's like story, like visual novel type stuff that I'm like, I know I could sit there and play for like maybe half an hour, and I'd be like, okay, I am done with
There's a lot
this.
of that.
Like,
But I got like Anomaly and Anomaly 2. Those are great. Antichamber. I got Ali Ali on there. What else do I have from there? I'm like looking in there. I got Bastion through that. Bastion's great. Has he played Bastion?
uh-uh.
You should be able to find Bastion for free somewhere.
Is it co-op
No,
though?
that's the only problem. I thought Ali Ali 2 was 2 player.
Yeah.
It's not.
I think like if Hunter is not here and we're not playing
hmm
co-op games, then I'm gonna dig into some. I've got uh, I've got Persona 5 that I haven't tried
Okay.
yet,
My daughter's playing that
and I
one.
didn't go into and beat Persona 4G 4 Golden I got on the PC that I was playing last
hmm
Extra Life marathon. I got kind of far, but not really. Like because I kept switching between that and Nino Kuni, which is another Japanese anime
Right.
role playing game, but that's by like Hayao
Yeah.
Miyazaki, like artwork, the Studio Ghibli art
Yeah.
style.
Okay.
And that game is really cool, but like, oh my god, it takes forever to get places and do stuff. I'm like walking. I feel like I'm actually like in the
Right.
movie Lord of the Rings, and I'm like
We're gonna
walking
get there.
for like miles on end. I'm like, and then you stop and like fight a monster every like 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, when am I gonna get there eventually? Genshin Impact was actually more. I played that a lot last marathon, and I was really getting into that. But like, I kept getting lost and like not knowing what to do next, and then I would get attacked, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I need to
Right.
regroup,
Yeah.
because it's just like very like I don't know. There's just a lot to it. It's one of those gotcha games, so they're just trying to
Get you
like
to get more.
get you to keep playing, but like there's so much to do though for free, so you never really have to pay. Like you can just keep playing forever and do it. But like I do like games that end eventually. Like
Ah,
gotta
man, got
win.
bad news for you. I don't know.
I know nothing's like that anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
It's it's like never
it's
ending.
there's the two sides of it, right? It's like you got your oh yeah, let's have this game go and go and go like Call of Duty. It's like, okay, you gotta get this, and then we got wait 3 months, and then new content, and then nothing, and then new
Yeah,
content, and then some games are just like campaign, DLC one, DLC two, that's it, done, and wait 3 years
yeah.
for a sequel, you know, and
Yeah, yeah, I can see that because the game that I was really into, the first game I was really into since probably like Lunar Silver Star Story on Sega
hmm
CD, like was the Senran Kagura Estival Versus. Like it's like platform fighter um, multi-level story combo, like everything all in like one, but like the main thing is like nonstop action when you're in
right,
the level and you're still finding stuff and picking things up um because you're exploring the level that
hmm
you're in, but there's just like millions of enemies. They like never stop. They keep coming. You got to keep taking them out and you got to use special
right,
attacks and all this stuff and use your weapons that you got, and then eventually they go away because they stop coming eventually, and after you beat so many of them. Um, and they're like these anime ninja girls, like
oh yeah,
and
you got Anime
they
Ninja
just
Girls,
they just look really cool. And I think there is an anime based on it and a manga. I do have the manga, um, and I have the anime, but like I wasn't as into the anime or the manga as I was the
right,
game because the game is just like you're actually playing them and reading their story in between levels. And I almost got the platinum trophy on PS4 for that game, and that was like the first game I ever did that on because I was like, you had to do certain move at this time for this enemy on this level, and if you didn't do that, then you wouldn't get the trophy, or to get the next trophy or the next completion thing. Then you had to buy everything in the
mm,
shop using all the coins that you earned through smashing all the like barrels
hmm
and things along the way. I'm like, it's just all this random stuff you got to do to in order to get all the trophies.
yeah,
But like my PS4 crashed and I had to replace the hard drive, so I lost all my save game data. So I was like, oh
yep.
well, maybe I'll just go back and redo it one day.
Maybe one day, like on Extra Life,
Oh man,
to bring it full
yeah,
circle.
yeah, bring
Yeah.
it back.
Well, alrighty.
All right, well,
Mm-hmm.
hey man, let's. You got any shout outs you want to do while we're on here towards the
Let
end
me
here?
shout out you. Thank you. Oh my goodness, this is great. I haven't really, well, me and Cherry do like a every now and then travel blog type podcast, but like I've not podcasted like this in forever. So thank you for having me on. I do appreciate it. Shout out Rachel. Without this, we wouldn't have this. So yes, without Sherry, we wouldn't have that
Yeah,
either. Um, follow Wormhole on the thing, on the Twitter, on the YouTube, on the Twitch. Follow Rachel. Follow
yeah,
Sherry's Joy on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, BigRob029. But you want the real account, Awesome Rob029. And then yeah. So follow me there, and you'll see everything else. All the people I've forgotten to shout out in this particular juncture will be on there on Twitter.
awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you being on
Thank you
here.
for having me.
Let's see. I'll give a shout out to. Well, I'll just say like everybody that's out there. Like, make sure you check out our Extra Life for Kids marathon for 2021 coming up November 6th and 13th. You can check out the Twitch channel. I'm Wormhole 42. Rob, you're the
Big Rob zero
uh,
two nine.
Big
Mm-hmm.
Rob029, yeah, on Twitch. And then there's also like there's links. I'll put the links in the description of the podcast when it's released. And hopefully it'll get out in time for everybody to see that. And go join us in the chat, on Twitch and on the Extra Life for Kids marathon. What is it? Charity page. Yeah, our
The team
pages, the
page, yeah.
team page and our individual stuff. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Wormhole Manifest podcast. Everybody that's listening so far, all the past guests. Um, I want to thank Frankie at Just Call Me Frank and Rachel, my wife, at Get Off My Planet, which Rob already mentioned. She's the one who brought us all together and all that. And yeah, so everybody check out our website, the link tree or linktr.ee wormhole_manifest. And that's where all the links are to social media and all that stuff. Stay tuned for future episodes where we will talk a wide array of topics, everything from paranormal to like mental health, meditation, mindfulness,
Hmm.
movies, anime, more gaming stuff. I know a lot of episodes so far have been gaming stuff, but that's what we got, man. That's what we do. So, everybody, thanks a lot for tuning in. Rob,
Thank
thanks again,
you.
man. We will see y'all
Alrighty.
later.
Peace.
Peace.